Have you ever taken a late night cab ride and just felt that sudden creeping paranoia? Like that eerie feeling you might not actually be alone? Well, today we're breaking down a classic urban legend, Bait and Switch, but it's got this absolutely terrifying modern twist. We're diving deep into the chilling psychological architecture of what's known as RE Colony's last ride.
I want you to picture the scene. It is pitch black. You're driving down this endless, fog-choked road. And then, suddenly, a terrifying scream from the back seat completely shatters the absolute silence of the night. It plunges us straight into the tension, right? Setting up this incredibly creepy atmosphere, literally right from the jump. You can almost feel that freezing air hitting the back of your neck.
So, let's get into Act 1, The Final Passenger. We meet Mohan. He's just a hardworking rickshaw driver who really wants to finish his shift and go home. But man, this is not your ordinary fare. He spots this woman named Reshma, and she's just standing there all alone in literally knee-deep fog. And the second she steps in, the temperature inside the rickshaw drops below freezing. As they head deeper into the desolate, pitch-black jungle road of RA Colony, which, by the way, is a place totally infamous for its supernatural lore, that incredibly isolating environment just starts to consume them.
You've got to notice how perfectly this story constructs the anatomy of a haunting. Seriously, these are classic horror tropes stacked with just brutal efficiency. You've got the motionless passenger in thick fog, you've got the inexplicable drop in temperature, and then Mohan looks up into his rearview mirror and sees these unblinking, blood-red eyes staring right back at him. It's entirely designed to make Mohan, and us as the audience, absolutely convinced that he is driving a supernatural entity.
Which begs the terrifying question, was this Mohan's final night on Earth? The internal panic happening here is just agonizing to witness. His forehead is drenched in cold sweat. His hands are trembling. I mean, he's gripping that steering wheel so hard his knuckles are pure white. And he's just silently reciting these desperate prayers. It's so visceral. We are literally right there in the driver's seat with him.
Moving right along to Act 2, the passenger's story.
So, they're deep in the dark jungle, right? The headlights are barely making a dent in the blackness, and then Reshma breaks that suffocating silence. She leans in and whispers, "Someone's revenge, someone's hunger, someone's crying. You will hear it all." Yeah, she just starts casually telling these deeply unsettling stories about hungry ghosts wandering the forest, deliberately amplifying Mohan's fear until it's practically off the charts.
Now, the absolute most crucial point here is the specific legend she chooses to share. She talks about the missing driver. It's this chilling local tale about a rickshaw driver who went into RA Colony late one night, met a weeping woman with no face, and was literally never seen again. She uses this exact story to make Mohan genuinely believe that he is right in the middle of experiencing that exact same cursed fate. And then, just silence. She didn't blink. Mohan steals another completely terrified glance at his rearview mirror, desperately praying to just see a normal passenger back there. But no, Reshma is sitting there like a statue. She is staring directly into the mirror with those glowing red eyes, totally motionless. Talk about an absolute pressure cooker of suspense.
Which brings us to Act 3, a cruel prank. Just when Mohan thinks his heart is literally going to give out, the rickshaw comes to a sudden, screeching halt at Sumit Apartments. And here, folks, is where the story releases all that built-up steam. Reshma pays her fare, her terrifying whole vibe just vanishes, and she laughs. "I was just joking with you." Can you even imagine the massive crashing wave of false relief hitting Mohan in that moment? She basically claims that the scary stories, the unblinking stares, the whole shebang was just a harmless prank because she was bored.
But listen, this is the pivot where absolutely everything changes. Because in Reshma's mind, this was just a harmless, spooky joke on a scared driver to pass the time. But the actual reality? Oh man, she was trapped in an auto with a dead man. This explainer pulls the rug straight out from under us here, setting us up for the narrative's ultimate devastating twist.
And that drops us right into Act 4, the real ghost.
Suddenly, Mohan's panicked, trembling demeanor, it completely vanishes. It's replaced by this deadpan, chilling calmness. He starts recounting his own fatal night from a year ago. And get this, it started exactly like tonight. He picked up a late-night passenger and entered the dark area road. But pretty soon, he realized the road never ended. He was trapped in this endless, shifting loop. Then,
Out of nowhere, he swerved to avoid a headless woman, which led to a fatal crash. The metal pierced straight through his chest. Mohan didn't survive that crash. He is the missing driver from the local legend that Reshma was just mocking a few minutes ago. Actually, think about it. He is the exact haunting presence she was only pretending to be. What a wild reversal. And then comes the visceral, terrifying moment. The illusion entirely shatters. Mohan tightly grabs her hand. The environment actually responds to his true supernatural nature. The wind starts howling, dry leaves are swirling violently all around the rickshaw. This seemingly harmless, terrified driver physically traps a now absolutely horrified Reshma. The prankster has quite literally just become the prey. And Mohan delivers this final, just devastating blow. He looks at her and says, "Wait, madam, the story isn't over yet." He reveals that he is now a permanent part of the forest, and when someone tries to play games with him, he keeps them. As he speaks, his own eyes are completely unblinking, perfectly mirroring the very horror that Reshma was only faking earlier.
So, we wrap up this explainer with one deeply unsettling question. Who will be his next passenger? See, Mohan exists in this eternal loop, functioning as a trap in RA Colony, keeping those who mock the forest trapped forever in the dark woods. It is a brilliant psychological subversion. It's a reminder that if you're ever taking a late-night ride through a dark forest, maybe skip the ghost stories, because honestly, you never really know who is sitting in the front seat. Keep learning, keep questioning, and I will see you in the next explainer.